Hello, my name is Cheyenne Shoup, and for my position, I'll be speaking about how Dr. Susan Hsu and the research team had acted with due care when it came to obtaining blood samples from the Henrietta Lacks family. To start off from the book, The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks, I did find some evidence that she was acting with due care. Dr. McCusick had originally told Susan, who was a fellow of his at the time, that she needed to contact the Lacks family. At the time, he didn't provide clear instruction to her about what to explain to the family in regard to the research, and had just instructed her to draw their blood. Susan Hsu had described Dr. McCusick as godlike, and because of this, probably wouldn't have questioned his intentions or his authorizations. So that's what she did. She went and contacted them and had to draw their blood. So just this example alone would put Susan Hsu in the position of lacking prior knowledge of the research, and therefore she couldn't provide any further information to the family. If that was the case, she would be acting with due care because she just worked with what she knew. The family had indicated that years later they were looking to see if Henrietta Lacks' children had cancer. However, at that time, there was no cancer test known in existence, and also McCusick was not a cancer researcher, so he would not ask for that type of test to be done. And this would be a request or an explanation that would not have come up if Susan Hsu was drawing blood because she didn't have any prior knowledge of it. And among lack of information, Hsu was from China. She didn't speak English very well, and this would create a language barrier as it is, especially with the Lacks family being very southern. So that could lead to the conversation being misunderstood right off the bat. Hsu could very well provide the Lacks with clear instruction and explanation and believe that they understood even if they didn't, give any other indicators or ask questions. Which was indeed the case because Henrietta's husband David just nodded and said yes even though he truly didn't understand. So to her, that was taken as, an indicator that he did. And Hsu was asked years later if she got consent to collect blood, and she explained that she hadn't done a form because you just go to draw blood. This statement led me to believe that she truly thought she was acting within appropriate protocol. If she was told that the blood draw did not require consent at that time, she would inherently collect blood within those guidelines. And at the time, the law requiring consent was still being processed and hadn't yet been published. Looking back at the fact that Hsu was a fellow at the time, according to UW Medicine, a fellow is a physician who is engaged in a graduate training program and provides patient care under attending physicians. And due to the fellow being evaluated consistently, if the fellow doesn't meet those expectations of care, it is the attending physician's duty to create a remediation plan. Hsu was in training, and if she didn't conduct the proper patient care, it should have been critiqued and corrected by those watching over her, because this was not the case. She was unable to make any follow-up corrections and acted with what was the best of her ability from her training. So we can argue that Hsu was following Munson's welfare principle as well, because he stated that welfare principle holds that it's justifiable to restrict individual autonomy if by doing so will result in providing benefits to others. Inevitably, the collection of Lacks blood provided research that helped many people in a variety of ways, and Susan Hsu knew that this kind of research in the HeLa cells would be beneficial to more people than it would negatively affect people. And we can tell from the beginning of the book when Deborah's saying, they're telling me my mom's on the moon, my mom's in bombs, my mom's on this and that and the other thing, we can see that these cells went far beyond just that scope of practice with people. Like, it went on to do a variety of research for so many things, and so I believe Susan Hsu at that time figured that she was doing the greater good for the most people. So thank you for listening to my argument, and have a good day.